All right. What is up, people? It is me, your guy, Tony P. And we are unsupervised today. How's it going today, Mr. Washington?
Yes, sir. Our our chaperone. She decided to go on vacation and left us by ourselves.
I don't know why she did that, but we got us a man's panel today. First off, I want to introduce my guy, man. My man's right here, Ashton. What's up, Ashton?
What up, people? How y'all doing?
All right, and then I want to apologize in advance for this person.
Darkness, everybody, darkness.
It's gonna look like it's somebody with just eyes, teeth, and like Adidas brand tribal tattoos. So I'm just gonna introduce you to my man Derek Williams.
Look at him. Look at him. Can't even hear him.
Ain't got no sound. No sound.
I hate y'all. I just want to let y'all know I hate y'all, man. Y'all lucky my microphone was off. I was, the Lord knew I was saying some real ugly things, and so He muted me out. It's okay though. I'm gonna be on my best behavior today because I know Master's watching. So I'm gonna go ahead and it wasn't me.
She looking real close.
Right. Hawkeye. Hold it. Oh yeah. What's up, Joy? How you doing? What's happening, y'all? So today we have questions that has been submitted by some of the ladies. And anybody who want to submit questions, I'm gonna just say that now. If you ladies want to submit some questions in the comment section, we would definitely address them today. We'll try to get to most of these, but there's a lot. So I don't want to spend too much time talking. I just want to get to that first question. So first question, fellas. When do you introduce your kids to your new girlfriend?
Oh.
Oh,
what?
So we got to define girlfriend first.
Ooh.
Because sometimes you got multiple people that you dating.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't introduce everybody to your girlfriend. You can't introduce everybody to your kids.
Right.
I mean, my general rule of thumb is I'm going that's probably like my 90-day rule.
90 days?
Yeah.
Okay, 90 days of knowing them or 90 days of you being official?
Oh yeah, it's 90 days from the first time I clapped them cheeks.
Oh yeah, nah.
You got a 90 day from the Pope?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I like the 90-day rule and the deal, but I don't know. I think you kind of just get a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just depending on how the relationship going, because man, I've been in a situation where when I got custody of my daughter, my daughter moved up here, and the lady that I was dating at the time, man, she was very very instrumental in me getting my daughter, helping me, just preparing me for my daughter. So it wasn't really no rule. Like, she walked in and pretty much hit the ground running. And then I've also been in another situation where I had a young lady, man, that was jealous of me and my daughter's relationship, man. So I ain't gonna tell you no story. Like, the way I'm feeling right now, man, I'm emotionally scarred, man. They gonna have to be able to jump through some hoops and have fairy pixie dust coming everywhere, man, before I let them meet my daughter, man. Because my daughter is that's my life right there. Right. And so I gotta feel, understand. I gotta get her past that 3-month front. I gotta really see where her head at, and how she thinking and how she looking about life, because she's gonna be a female influence on my daughter, man. And I'm real careful, not only the other women I bring around, but the energy I bring around my daughter too. So it might be 90 days. Hell, it might be never days. I mean, you never know.
So I look at it like this, because I feel exactly where you're coming from. Generally, when I go to introducing people, anybody I'm dating to my sons, I do it in as casual way as humanly possible. Like, hey, we're going on a play date. Like, we just gonna go out and have some fun with some friends. I'm not going to make it a formal setting where we sitting down for dinner and we like, hey, this is XYZ. No, like, I try to do it as casually as possible, because it's one of those things where, like, with me, with my kids, like, I'm so active when it comes to my oldest son it's almost hard to avoid running into him when it comes to somebody I'm dating. It's almost like I have to go out of the way for you not to see my son than for you to see my son. So it's one of those things where if I completely agree with you where it definitely is a feeling. But it's also one of those things where I try to keep it as casual as possible. Like if the first time you meet my son, he might not even know you my girlfriend. He may know you as, hey, this is my homie.
Right.
And so from there, then it may be a situation like my son's 11. My son will ask me in a heartbeat, Daddy, that's your girlfriend?
See, that was I was about to ask you too. Like, how old is your son? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I still feel like I'm a girl dad, right? And so, being
And
able to,
I think that's the biggest thing too. Like
yeah,
you having a girl, especially with a girlfriend, it presents an interesting dynamic because having two essentially women in the same household can create that head button type issue if you got a girl who ain't either one who don't have kids herself or two is used to being the
that's been an
number
issue.
one person.
Yeah.
Hold on. How you feel about that, Ash? What's your answer to that question?
It depends. My son is in LA with his mama at this present time. So right now, it's a matter of I need to be in a good place with his mama first if I divulge any personal information that way to begin with. So it might come a point where he might know if I have a girlfriend for about a year or two, when it's actually like, oh, we're going forward. If he's not here with me, that might be the time when I actually tell it.
Okay.
Because he's finna turn 7 dang near a month from now. And what are you doing? Asking X, Y, and Z questions, personal questions that he gets from his mother. So I'm very selective on what I say because although he is being inquisitive and want to know, I know partially that has been instilled in him by just observation.
So you still in that time, that mode where your baby mama is still taking things and using the son to get at you and stuff now.
Oh, she's been doing that before he was born.
So basically, she got your son acting as the informant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll whack.
No. That and also her just asking her, but also him a pawn and her also asking personal questions on me when I already said we no longer have that type of relationship.
You don't need to know all this.
You don't know no personal stuff about me. I don't want to know. I don't care know any personal stuff about you. Just as long as you taking care of my son, and that's it. But that's a whole nother podcast. But if he was here, us being official, it would be a feeling. And just like Mr. Washington said, it'll be us hanging out just out and about, Dave and Buster's or something at the church or what have you, something public, nothing formal, just to like get a feel of their chemistry and how they interact.
Absolutely. The kids let you know.
Real quick.
They pick up on stuff because I mean, as a man, we ain't looking at all that off the rip. We just care about what we care about when we can about it, right? But them kids start letting you know, and then how they treat your kids. You know what I'm saying, and how they look at your kids. Do they, I understand like a woman that I be with, like my daughter is not their biological child, right? But I tell people, but I still understand what love feels like because I have a stepmother and a stepfather, right? And you know what I'm saying? And from my mom being remarried and my dad being remarried, like my stepfather calls me his son, my stepmother calls me her son. Like it ain't no difference, right? And so when you start looking at that and interacting, like, man, why, you know what I'm saying? I want how you talk to my daughter, how you treat my daughter. Like if you wouldn't do your own child like this, what make you think you're gonna do mine like this? And I'm gonna stand for it as well. So now the kids let you know. Now sometimes the kids can be spiteful, but your kids too. Like I tell people, I know my daughter, man. So if she turning her nose up, yeah, this situation ain't about to last long.
So I got a follow-up question for y'all real quick. Matter of fact, before we get to that, Tony, what's your take on this?
Um, honestly, I honestly cannot answer that question. That's why I really haven't said anything, because I really haven't really gotten into a relationship since he's been born. Like, since me and his mother broke up, I really haven't gotten into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't answer that question.
Hey, y'all, all the single ladies out there, man, this is Tony P. He's a Scorpio. He like long walks on the beach. He can sing a little bit. He know how to cook. He
Yeah,
fix stuff.
his favorite drink is pina colada.
So,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
No,
Hey, so
why he do it? But why he do the close up on him though? Guys,
hey,
get your David Ruffin ass off the screen.
hey, listen. And listen, he could be stepdad of the year too. You know, he
Oh.
was stepdad of the year 3 times in a row.
Already,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
sir.
Whoa. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Pineapples. Let's back up for a second. Because you not about to call him stepdaddy of the year on a show where I'm the stepdaddy of the year.
I don't know. Hey,
I'm David.
Listen.
He the temptation.
No. He up there with Russell Wilson, man. I'm just telling you.
I'm trying to tell
He
you,
up there with
man.
Russell Wilson. Like,
I'm trying to
Russell Wilson, the
tell
only
you.
dude that beat him out for being stepdaddy, man. I'm for real.
I'm trying to tell you, man. He don't know the level.
Hey, listen.
Level.
Harry felt the baby so much, the baby started looking like him, man. I said, God, dog, I thought it was his biological child. I knew it wasn't.
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you.
The baby got the dimples like him and everything. I said, God, dog, man. I was like, well, you sure you ain't shoot that in another lifetime or something?
Nah, man. No, sir.
So real quick, follow-up question for Derek and Ashton. Have y'all ever been in a situation where you've introduced your woman to your kid, and the kid don't like them?
Yeah.
I haven't been in a relationship since his mother. That's been my only relationship, and we broke up 7 years ago. So
you've been single for 7 years?
Yep, I had a 7-month break in singleness of my now almost 33 years.
Hey, Tony, you might want to give him his close up so he can talk, so he can pop his shit. Ladies,
no, we good.
No, we don't.
Ladies, this is Ashley.
Hello, my name is Ashley. I'm from Detroit.
Hey, ladies, he's a Detroit Lions fan, so you know he's loyal.
Oh yeah, gotta be loyal to be a Detroit Lions fan.
Man. Loyalty, yes.
that kind of something was said that kind of led me to another question that was asked though. Mm-hmm. Are men scared of their children's mother? Does she wield that much power to control over your life in fear of not seeing your child?
I'm gonna tell you now. This is just for me personally, right? Because, like I say, I have my daughter, right? And me and my ex-wife, like, we cool as a fan,
right?
Like, I don't have problems, and I found in relationships, man, that I've been in is that she poses a risk because a lot of people are not okay with, exes being able to co-parent, and it ain't no drama, it ain't no beef, it ain't no, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, my ex-wife then came here and brought her boyfriend here. Like, I'm kicking it with him. He thinking that it's about to be drama with me, and I'm like, bro, I'm not a drama person, bro. Like, so it's not that I'm afraid. Like my ex-wife don't bother me. Like, I'm be completely honest. Like we might have a little clash here and there, but she knows me. You know what I'm saying? And I know her. And so if she know, if I make a decision, she know, like, okay, Derek did his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And I know he made the best decision at that point in time. And I know if she make a decision when my daughter goes down there for the summer or whatever, it's like I don't bother her, because we both know, man, like my daughter is our daughter is the primary focus, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I don't have to do anything. Like I say, and I can understand some people do things because you have women out here that use the child. You ain't gonna see your child if you don't do this and don't do that and things of that nature. And so I can't really speak to that standpoint because I've seen it been done, but I can just tell you on the flip side, the guys that I've seen that been done too, I started to learn from them as well, is that you have rights as well. And the court system is not set up 100% the way we thought it was or how it used to be, to where you can go in and fight for certain things as well. But I don't have no problem. And I think, and I found that a lot of times when we have problems like that, or people have problems, it's generally one of those exes is not over each other, or they're probably still messing around each other, or one is generally not over the other one, or the one is doing better than the other one. And they want, hey, nah, you ain't gonna do better without me, or you ain't gonna do this without me. So I'm about to try to bring hell in your life, but I don't have those problems, man. I'm be honest with you, I don't have them.
Derek, I feel you. I'm talking about 100,000%, bro. I have two kids, 11 and 4, and when I say them, the mother of my ex-wife is my oldest, and my baby mama for my youngest. It's like night and day in terms of our relationships. And well, my ex-wife, we have been friends since high school.
Same here.
We were close before we even decided to date.
Same here.
So we had, even though we went through a divorce, we had our issues after the divorce. We became friends we still had our friendship to fall back on. And I can't tell you how many issues that comes up when it comes to my co-parenting relationship, when it comes to me dating other people. So, bro, like I get it 1,000%. Now, am I scared? Like with my youngest son, me and his mom, we do not have a good relationship at all. Am I scared of her? No. But does it present a situation where we wound up in dramaful and unnecessary situations? Absolutely. Now, I don't necessarily go back and forth in terms of who the blame is. When you date somebody, you learn their triggers. And generally what happens is when you break up, you start using those triggers to fuck with a person. And so what a lot of times what winds up happening, especially with me and my youngest son, it's one of those situations where I generally stay away because I don't feel like the headache. It's not like she wants to have that power and control. I have zero issue with it. That's your child, you mama. Like you're gonna be the fierce lioness that it is. I'm gonna let you have it. However, like I tell anybody, if you have a kid by me, I'm gonna be ridiculously involved in that child's life. So you're either gonna share the power, or I'm gonna let you have it, and I'm gonna stay in my lane because I ain't got time for it.
I believe some men are scared of the child's mother just for the simple fact that the women have the power in family law. Mothers have the power. So already your work, you have that advantage. The advantage is on her side, no matter what the issue is. I'm not afraid of my child's mother. I'm afraid of not having a great relationship with my son. With that comes the bitterness and the cussing out and the X, Y, and Z. And that is the treacherous path that guys take to. The guys who want to be active in their children's lives, this is the road we unfortunately have to take for the majority.
Right.
And it doesn't have power over my life because, like I said, now he's 7, so almost 7. So now he could call, want to talk to me, and what have you. But however, he is underneath her roof. He uses her devices. We talk on Kids Messenger. However, at the end of the day, if you don't want me to talk to him, all you're going to do is block me like you have been doing. And because you're going to get mad at what I said, that's what you will continue to do.
That's sad,
so it's just doing the best you can. We're doing the best we can with what we got to be the fathers that we wanted to be in the first place.
Can I ask you a question on that?
Run it.
Because like I say, I've never really, came into those issues. But I, like I said, I have friends that, have had a lot of issues, and I'm not gonna more say the word scared is the word, but a lot of things they just try to avoid, and so they know like this is gonna be here, so I'm gonna use avoidance, right? And I've always asked, and because the guys that I've seen fight it were the ones that got what they wanted, right? Because they didn't just say, hey, you're gonna do this. Because a lot of times what I found, and Harry, you might can attest to this as well, is that women's ignorance of the law is at an all-time high too. And so they say things and put things out there and have these threats, and they get in front of judges, and the judges like, what the hell is you talking about? Oh, no, we ain't doing this and we ain't doing that. So I'm just asking, like, have you ever just said, okay, you're blocking me, you're doing things, but I'm handling my business over here, what I'm legally required to do, and whatever I do, not saying extra because it's your kid, but whatever it is that I'm doing just as a father. But hey, okay, if you're gonna play these games with me, let's go ahead and fight it.
Right.
So so real quick, the one thing I want to say when it comes to the legal system, yes, it is an option. Yes, over time it has become, more easier for men to assert their rights. But one, it is time consuming, and two, it is expensive. And so a lot of times what wound up happening, especially in family law, when it comes down to it, you're going to, in order to secure a lawyer just for family law, you're sometimes looking at $2 or $3 grand. Not only are you looking at that, you're looking at the time that's going to be involved. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, cool. Is it or is it not worth it to go through that entire process? Absolutely. Sure. The question would be, why the hell do we have to? Because what's going to wind up being the issue is if I literally have to get the government involved in me trying to take care of my child and do the right thing. At what point in time do we sit here and say, you know what? I'm tired of being beat down over this.
Right.
It's like it's a matter of a man has enough shit going on in the course of a week to sit here and to sit here and also add to the plate. I gotta worry about going back and forth, especially if your kid doesn't live in the same state as you, because that requires you to file in their jurisdiction, take them to court, and so it becomes that issue of not a matter of, hey, let's just simply go to court. 30 days later, here's an order in place. If it was that easy, I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of men in court on an often basis. So I think, whereas when people say, hey, just simply go to court, yeah, it may be simple in the aspect of, hey, it's just a matter of going out of court, but you still have filing fees, you still have attorney fees. If it drags out, you still have travel, you still have time. They don't hold court after work.
And you still have to support the child while doing all of that, and yourself.
I mean, I get that, right? But you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, like Mr. White, like you said before, is like, I understand like certain things don't make logical sense, right? And I know it's some ladies that watch this show, right? But a lot of shit that happens is not logical, right? Like me, like this is my honest opinion on what I'm saying. Like I've talked to women, I've had in-depth conversations, and women was like, yeah, I need the child support. Like it takes $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month to take care of this child, right? And I'm saying, as a father, right? I'm a father. I have my daughter, right? It don't cost me that much to take care of my daughter. Not in a month. You know what I'm saying? I can get her clothes, you know what I'm saying? I can still feed her. And they talking about the lights. Listen, these lights was gonna have to be on whether she was here or not. It was still gonna be lights on. It was still gonna be cable, right? So I'm like, okay, if you need my income to be able to support her, why don't you just let her come on and stay with me?
I've said that so many times because I actually filed for custody for my son a year ago, and I'm going through that process now, trying to get a pro bono lawyer because kids do not have the funds to afford attorney fees. So I'm actually going against her lawyer. So I told, she liked to say, well, I had him for, now it's going to be said, I had him for 6 years. Okay. Could you let me feel the pain you had? Let me feel the frustration you have for 6 years. You have for 6, let me have him for 6. And if I need you for anything, I will let you know. The 2 times he was here, I did not call her not once, except for what kind of food he can't eat and what's his reaction to like dairy or something. That's it. The thing is, she told me, and she says this, I want you to feel the hurt that you as much. I want you to feel the hurt that you caused me. And I looked at it like, I'm not gonna get into too personal with it, but like, girl, I can never, you will never feel that because I'm not that type of person.
Right.
And if I did that, you wouldn't even be here right now.
Then
So
it's something that she holding on to. That's the pain that you feel. It has nothing to do with the kid.
And my thing is,
I think a lot of times what winds up happening, especially with a lot of women, is there's a lot of women, some for good reason, but a lot for not. A lot of women feel as though, hey, if I give up this child, my child is going to suffer. Versus having a mindset, if I give my child to her father, maybe the relationship, maybe the man actually will step up and actually handle his business. And so we wind up in a lot of situations where women, and not all women, let's make that very clear, because we have a lot of women watching.
Right.
Not all women, but there's a lot of women who use it as a power tactic over a man's head because they are worried, or they have this unfounded fear that dad can't do the same job as mom.
Right.
No, give my damn kid and watch me work.
Hey, bro, we talk about gender equality all the time, and we talk about what a woman can't do, and women proving it wrong. It's a lot of folks that got dope fathers, and you know what I'm saying, that can get it done. Now, I'm a firm believer that a kid needs both parents. In a perfect world, you would definitely want your child to have both parents. Like me having a daughter, luckily, it takes a village, man, and you would be surprised what your kids can learn. Like, my daughter, her womanly time of the month, like, man, I don't know anything about that. That ain't my realm. Bra shopping, all that stuff. Like, I'm dreading the fact. I'm like, because I'm thinking about high school, right? My daughter's in high school now, and I'm thinking about the girls. And when I was in high school, they going into Victoria's. I'm like, hell no, man. She got we going to Walmart or something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like different things like that, man. But I think a lot of guys, man. My screen just got brighter, man. You see, I'm actually light skinned, man. But
boy, that's the magic of the lights.
Hey, look, it just got brighter, but. A lot of times we don't get the chance to show how dope we are, or we always got something trying to tear us down, man. Because I'm just being real. Like, I don't know any men in my crew. You know what I'm saying? I can go down a line, man. I can go 10 guys deep, man. And I cannot say that, man, they are a bad father, man. Like, I can't even Tony P, and that's shocking as hell, right? Because I'm like,
man, look,
like, man, oh my God, like.
I don't trust Tony with a Snickers bar, let alone a kid.
Oh, you definitely can't trust him with a Snickers bar.
Don't.
A Snickers bar?
Don't.
Ooh, listen, but dope, man. Dope fathers, man. I just think, man, like people don't, and the men that are great fathers, like Tara, I know we got to go to the next subject, but like even that video that went viral a couple months back, man, of the dad that was bringing his child something to eat, bringing the McDonald's, and the mama got mad. It was like, oh, you didn't bring nothing from my other kids. Like, hold on, like I'm trying to do the best for my child. Like, my job is not to help you become better anymore. We're not in a relationship. My job is not to build you up. My job is not to support you. My job now at this point in time is to help me and you together come together and support this child. Now you want to make it to where I'm supporting you. So your life can be easier, or your life, you can have all this because I'm the custodial parent. Listen, these kids now, all they want to do, they're going to be in front of their phone. They're going to be on TikTok. They on Zoom means they chilling in the room. They playing their video game. It ain't like they on you all day long. And so you trying to make it this deal where you just need all this money because you're doing this and shelling this out. It ain't like that, man. And I just wish people, man, would speak up and like, no, it's cap. Now, I understand there's some deadbeat fathers out there, and I get it, right? Now, I'm not talking for everyone, but it's cap on both sides, man. It's not a universal one size fit all, but we get the bad end of the stick acting like that we ain't this, we ain't that, man. And it's more men that go through BS because women just won't step up and just tell the truth. Like, no, you mad, you hurt.
I was looking for a collection plate so we could pass around because you over here.
Hey, who got the organ right now? Let me tell you what. So real quick, before we go on to the next subject, I think one thing to point out with Derek is everything Derek said is correct. But let me tell you where a lot of that comes from. A lot of that comes from women having bad relationships with their baby daddies. Then they get into relationships and they don't know how to cultivate positive relationships moving forward when it comes to men and their children.
Because they use negativity.
You telling me that my son's mother had a bad relationship with her daughter's father 10 years ago, and because she didn't heal herself in other relationships, she got to me that actually wanted a family, and our son is on purpose because we wanted a family, me for the right reasons, her for scheming reasons, for scamming reasons. You telling me that could have caused a divide, and now because she didn't mess up, because she didn't fix her, she messed up me and my son, and I'm trying to fix me and my son for us to have a good father-son relationship, but she driving that wedge to maintain her child support, to support her. You mean to tell me she using my money to try to fix herself and her wallow of trouble? Golly, what a
Who would
tangle we
who would have thought?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you just like this here, man. I say it all the time, man. There's a lot of women out there raising sons they won't want their daughters to date, man.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? And you know, and so and as we still doing that, man, you know, so they raising these boys, man. And so now, Ashton, and I hope this don't be your situation, right? But now you about to get a son, right? And so now it's just gonna happen. You ain't gonna be, I don't know if I can curse on here, but you know, you ain't gonna be this.
I'm trying not to curse.
Morgan, can we curse?
Morgan, can we curse? Because we know Massa watching.
Right. She in the comment section.
Like, you ain't gonna be this, you ain't gonna be that, right? So your son is gonna automatically form a disdain for men in his own little right, because now he gonna say my daddy wasn't here, so now he's about to go and be super guy, right? And then these women don't know how to take that, right? And so they're looking at him like he's
no holds barred, fellas.
You know what I'm saying? Hey! And so now they're looking at him, right? Now he gonna be looking, and ain't no woman gonna want him, because at the end of the day, bro, like, women always say, like, I'm just telling you certain things that women say, dog, that you would never hear anywhere else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard a man say, man, I'm an independent man?
Never.
Have you ever heard a man tell a woman that she's too nice?
Never.
Man, the girl was too nice, man. She just cooked my food, man. Man, I come home, man. She's running the shower for me. She was just too nice. We ain't never said no stuff like, hey, bro, the girl actually listened to me and asked me how my day was. We don't say stuff like that. We don't go get off and say, I'm independent. I don't need no man for nothing and got to do. We don't do that. And so a lot of folks don't realize is that, listen, we're trying to be the best man we could be for you. You got our child. We're trying to be the best. Everything ain't got to be an issue. Everything ain't got to be a fight. Everything ain't got to be drama. We can literally just lay here and do nothing and be okay. I don't want to argue about everything. Like, people, if women really understood the compromise that men took, they say, oh, we go get our hair done for you. Do you understand how many times I just sat here and just shut the fuck up because I didn't want to argue with you, because I'm trying my best to lay here next to you and be at peace, but you want to argue, you want to battle, you want to do it. Like, hey, bro, I go on my soapbox, man.
Oh, Morgan arguing. She said, y'all don't use stuff like clingy or too needy.
No, but a woman can be needy. Like, just imagine as a man, right? I'm going out here busting my ass every day, right? But you can't make a decision on your own. Like, you saying you want me to lead, but yeah, sometimes I need you to be able to make a decision when it comes to certain things. Like, if I'm out here in the world and I'm trying to grind, I'm trying to bring home a bag, I'm trying to make $1 million out here, right? You think I give a damn about what we're gonna eat tonight? I just want to make sure there's food in there. So now you got to call me and ask me, well, what we going to eat tonight? When we going to do this? Can you go and stop by here? Can you go do this? So now you got 20 other things that you want me to do, right? And you know I'm trying to get this done, right? Because we always talk about this men and 50-50 and all this other stuff. But you got a honey-do list for me. They don't have it a wife-do list. I ain't never heard of a wife-do list. Because women say,
not at all.
No. Hey, what they say? What they say? If I got to go to work, you expect me to cook and clean all the time? Yeah, but you still want me to change tires. You still want me to go do this. You want me to do that. You want me to do this. But I ain't never but you ain't never heard me say I'm Mr. Independent, right?
And that goes into this question.
Huh?
How do you feel about independent women?
I'm going on mute.
A certain level independent.
God. Who want to go first? Because
I'm gonna let y'all have those. I probably jump back in, bro. But that's the biggest cap known to man, dog. But I'm gonna be real with you, Mr. Washington.
Okay, so
I like a woman that can handle her business, right? If she can handle her business, that's attractive to me, right? Because I know you can handle your stuff and I can handle my stuff. So when we come together, we handling stuff. But if you don't want shit but my shit, that's some bullshit. But go ahead, Mr. Washington.
Hold on, wait. Say that again. for the people in the back. Say that one more
If
time.
you don't want shit but my shit, that's some bullshit.
God
And
damn.
a lot of time, I'm just telling you, Mr. Washington, we're in a world right now that these the most damn independent women I ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he need to do this. He need to do that. He got to have it. He got to have it. He got to have it. All right, yeah, but okay, well, what you got? What make your ass it?
Go ahead,
Mr. White. Go ahead.
let me hey, this man really put himself on mute. Here's the problem with this independent woman movement we went through. There's so many women on this earth who confuse being independent for being grown and doing what grown people are supposed to do. You pay your own bills. Duh, you supposed to. I'm confused. What else was supposed to happen in this particular case? I could buy my own stuff. Duh, what else is supposed to happen at this point in time?
Mr. White, a real man wouldn't let me pay my own bills. If you was a real man,
a real husband will take part in paying those bills. Husband, not boyfriend, not fuck buddy. Husband.
Hey, bro, but this my thing. If you my wife, right? It ain't no me and you no more, right?
It's us.
Like if we married, we in this together, right? We in this together. So if I got $1 million, you got $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You're my wife. Like it's no distinction in that, right? So if I do this for my wife and I'm taking care of my wife, bro, or my wife taking care of me, it should be vice versa, right? It should be reciprocal. So if she got $1 million, I'm down. Then by all means, like hell. Hey, I'm gonna depend on you just like you gonna depend on me, because at the basis of it, our relationship ain't nothing but when somebody fall down, are you gonna be that person that's gonna be there? That's why I knew it. This made a whole song, Mr. Washington. He said, what he say? He said, sunny days, everybody loves them. Yep. Can't you stand the rain?
You know, the crazy part about it is you put out a really good point. Every woman, not every, there's a lot of women who will say, I want a man who's going to take care of me because they want a husband.
That's
but
tradition.
Don't ask them to do anything that may be a wife type requirement. They'll throw out in a heartbeat, I'm not your wife. But let you say something like, I'm not your husband. Then they want to get into a whole fit of, oh, well, you're supposed to be a man. All right. Well, the only thing that's required in my life is for me to be black and die. That's the only two things guaranteed to me moving forward in my life. So if you telling me you want me to be a husband, then cool. Show me what a wife looks like. No,
you ever fell for that scam? Have you ever tried that scam on you? You know that's why, lady. If you weren't cooking before we got married, you ain't gonna cook when we get married. If you weren't going down on me before we got married, you ain't gonna do it when we get married. That ring, man, I ain't gonna tell you no story. In certain situations, man, you get the ring, man, it don't make it better. You know what I'm saying? They get a little worse because now they know you can't leave, because now if you go ahead and try to leave, I got every obstacle I can throw on your way to make your life hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, case in point, then we can go to the next topic here. Like, I ask women this right here, right? We see all the time with these celebrities, you know, when Dr. Dre got divorced, man, his wife got a pretty penny. Tiger Woods got divorced, his wife got a pretty penny, and all those things. Ask women how they feel about it when Mary J. Blige got divorced and she had to pay her. Ask them. Ask them.
That was...
Ask him. And he helped her build her career back up when she was going through things, put her back on top, made sure she got things. But he became all type of F dudes because she had to pay him.
But you know, the only narrative that matters when it comes to public opinion is a woman's. A man is only ever supposed to work and shut up. Like that's literally what we have defined relationships as. When stuff hits the fan, you can go on Facebook. You rarely see a man putting business out there in the middle of the street when it comes to a relationship. But you damn sure will see the girl all types of ain't shit. Oh, this boy was a fuck boy. Okay, all right, but you kept smashing him. 1, 2, you kept going back to him. Like, at what point in time do we start taking a personal responsibility and stop sitting here trying to pass the buck off to somebody else? Anyway, go with the next topic, Tony.
Hey, bro.
I'm a
just saying, bro.
footnote.
Hey, I'm just telling you, man. That right now, hey, Mr. White, we're gonna have to do a whole show just on that, man. I'm just being real, bro, because that hit a chord, man. Because you see the dumb stuff that go on, and they keep doing it, but they want to blame the whole men generation. In it's is it, man? Oh, men ain't this. Men don't want. Lady, you been catching this dude screwing everything for the last 10 years, and all of a sudden, men just became ain't shit 30 days ago. Now you want to post all these cryptic messages on Instagram stories now? Like, come on.
All right, next topic. I'm a footnote that with I prefer a woman that wants me and not need me.
Bingo.
Leave it like that. But next question. Fathers are more active in their children's lives than ever before. What do you think has been the shift?
First of all, that's the biggest. First of all, that's the biggest lie ever told. I absolutely hate that narrative and the fact that it even exists. No, the only difference is the only thing that we have that has changed is the fact that there's now social media, and every last bitter woman out there on earth now has a voice, and men now have to actually defend themselves and say, hey, look, I was not here before, but because you gonna talk your shit, now I gotta talk my shit. That's the only difference. There has been a strong showing of black men in their children's lives. But the only thing that matters when it comes to black people half the time is drama. Drama sells more shit than peace.
Yep. And studies show that black fathers are the most active fathers in their kids' lives before social media even came out.
Shit count, bro.
So we've been here and actively trying to stay there.
Hold on. Pin that comment right there. It says that women get talked down on for making that same statement, though. I mean, I don't know what
I never heard until today. So I can't confirm nor deny said sentence.
You know what I'm saying? Like men are not there, right? And I'm just saying that I think you're gonna have a demographic of men that ain't shit and not good father, and you're gonna have mothers that are there that are not good fathers, good mothers. I think now it's just all of a sudden today it's a shift. You know what I'm saying? Reason I say that's bull crap now, you know what I'm saying? Because I can go back, you know what I'm saying, to the 80s. I was born in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And I know my father, you know what I'm saying? I live with my father, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I can say that as a man, you know what I'm saying, that I had my father in my life. Like, I'm happy, you know what I'm saying, that I can say that, right? But even I look at my, you know what I'm saying, my classmates and my friends, they have their dads in their life too. Now, I understand that everybody has a situation where the fathers might not show up, you know what I'm saying? And then we did come through, like in the 80s, it was a drug epidemic and things of that nature that took things out the household. You had a lot of things that went on. I'm not making any excuses. But to say that now today is more active, like you got to think about if you play sports, especially if you come from a sports background, like your dad was there. You know what I'm saying? Your dad was outside with you. Your dad was at the park. Now, granted, most guys, you know what I'm saying, most guys are generally not gonna be there doing the baby stage and things of that nature, except for except for Harry. Harry's the only one on here that got breasts and he can breastfeed, right? But everybody else, right? Yeah, I got my little jab back, right? And so,
first of all, I'm not the only one on here with
bread. Hey! Shut up, Tony. Shut up, Tony.
Or, you know what I'm saying? And like, so, I mean, women probably going to be there, you know what I'm saying? But I was lucky. Like, I was there with my daughter, man, from zero. I took my daughter to the doctor's appointments. I took her to the dentist appointments. I took her to everything that was there, right? But I just hate the narrative that black men are not active. It's like, no, we're there. Like, do we got to record ourselves every time just to show, hey, we're here? You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, we there. And so she say the question said they're more. I don't think they're more active. I think.
No, we've been here.
I think it hadn't changed. I think now is just that you're probably seeing it more, or I think as adults now we kind of see the barriers that were put in place for men, especially black men, not to be the fathers that you may have wanted to see. But now you're starting to shine lights to where now it's a lot more BS out here now. It's a lot more, oh, I can't go see my child because you don't want me to see my child or all this other stuff. Like, no, it's barriers now that you all can see that makes it look like, oh, well, this dad was really trying. But no, I haven't seen a situation where dads have been more active. I see dads at the park just like I seen them almost 40 years ago. I don't see a difference. I just think now social media paints a picture.
Right.
So I will say this. I think when I think now what winds up happening when it comes to men being posed as more active now than they've ever been is because men have been determined to have that voice that women have always had. Yeah. When a woman speaks, people naturally listen. And when a dad speaks, especially on a kid, we don't always get that same attention. It's more of a situation now where we have the outlets, we have the people that are willing to speak up, we have the background and the credibility has been given to us that we've had to fight for over the years to sit here and say, hey, listen to us, we're here. You're worried about the one person that says men ain't shit versus the 8 people that says, yes, we are. Here's our kids to show it.
And one thing, Mr. Washington, it's just when you said that, and then Morgan, look, I promise you, I'm gonna respond to your question too. But like I always say, man, Mr. Washington, and y'all hear it all the time, is that black men got to do a better job of protecting the black woman, right? And that's a thing that was going on as well, that black men don't protect the black woman. And the main ones that just say that, men ain't shit is generally, our black women. It's like, okay, hey, we need y'all to protect us too, the way you want us to protect you. But the difference is that, Mr. Washington, no matter how you look at it, man, you still gonna be a black man. A woman can be a woman, whether she a white woman, red woman, green woman, blue woman. If it's something that she don't want to side with you with, she can go to women. If it's something that we disagree with, all we got is each other, bro, because we can't sit and have this conversation with a white man, orange man, green man, yellow man, pink man. You know what I'm saying? It's just us in our own little bubble. If we don't have our black women, we out here on our own, man. And so nobody else can tell our story but us. Women can click together. Now they'll separate, break apart, but they can come back and click together. We can't click up with nobody, man. And I think that's one of the issues too, is that we have to fight so hard, man, to really just make our voice heard. Because at the end of the day, man, unless black women come with us, we the only one telling our story, man. And that makes it difficult. Now we got people that fight for us, but if they don't mess with us, oh, bro, it's over with.
Hey Tony, we got a comment that we gotta address, man. Please post that comment, and you know which one I'm talking about.
I wanted to address Morgan's.
Okay. So I want to make sure I understand this correctly. So Tony said that he wants to be with somebody who wants him and doesn't need him. Why is it okay for him to make that statement, but women get put? I've never heard a woman get put down for saying that.
I didn't hear that either. I'm not saying that now that's wrong if they did, but there's nothing wrong with a woman saying she wants a man, not that she needs him.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, you go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Like, I mean, I think that's a universal statement. Now, I mean, I think there are times when women feel that way based upon the nature of the relationship that they're in, but when it comes down to it, I personally don't. I mean, I personally have not heard that statement. So I don't think anybody should get put down going where they're celebrated and not tolerated. So I think at the end of the day, like you should be able to stand on your own 2 feet at all times. Whether somebody is there, whether somebody's watching or not. I mean, you grown. So.
So it's cap, dog. Like, we know it's cap, man, because like, I want a woman that wants me and don't need me. And I think a lot of women think they're more lit than what they really are.
Oh, they the prize, bro. Yeah, once they say they're the prize, you gotta remind you. When a woman says they're a prize, you gotta ask them: is it a Cracker Jack prize or a grand prize?
Hey, bro, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point. It's like, no, it's easier. Like, if we're trying to go somewhere, right, and we're in this boat paddling, it's okay that you pick up the paddle and paddle too, right? Because at the end of the day, Mr. Washington, how many meals have you missed?
That's loaded. That's a loaded question.
Hey, Lord, hey, Lord.
First of all, your mama, Tony. I don't miss any meals because I'm a hustler.
All right, so I'm just saying. So, if a woman does not cook for you, are you gonna starve?
Hell no.
If a woman does not wash your, and I'm just naming these household things that women talk about. If a woman does not wash your clothes, are your clothes just gonna sit in the laundry basket and stay there all day long?
No.
Okay. Do you know how to make your own doctor's appointments?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh man. You know how to write your own name and sign your own signatures.
Every day but the light bill.
Do you know how to check your online banking?
Yep.
You do?
Oh yeah.
God damn, you know how to pay Georgia Power, your rent, your mortgage, and all that by yourself?
Unfortunately.
All right. So second question, follow-up question, right, Mr. Washington? If you go out on a date today or tomorrow, right? Who's generally gonna pay for that date?
I am.
You're gonna pay for that date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta take her out, feed her, and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but ultimately, tell the truth, what's your ultimate goal in that situation when you're on that date? What's your 30-day game plan? Just be real, be honest.
You know,
You know, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so, but more than likely, Mr. White, what this woman is putting you through, do you feel like she's probably giving that up for somebody for way less?
Hell yeah.
I don't need you no more than you need me. All right. But it's a thing about we want from a woman is, listen, we got goals, just like we hope that you have goals. We want to be in this thing together. I want to know if I'm aiming for this, that you can support me just like you want me to support you, to where me and you can come together as a team and accomplish a common goal. But if your goal is just to sit down and watch me accomplish goals, and just to give you something just because I lay down with you, then for me, that's an unequal bargain right there. And I wouldn't take that deal, because as a business deal, you got in a business deal, in a transactions, that you generally give something of value in exchange for something. And if what you're giving me is no coochie, I ain't gonna tell you no story. I would much rather be the free dude. Just give it to me for free. Because if I got to jump through all these other hoops and feed you and clothe you and do all this other stuff just so you can be a trophy next to me, one thing I've learned is that trophies get dusty. And then half the damn trophies, you forgot what you got them for. And so, no, I need you doing something with your life. I want you to be ambitious as well. I want you to be out here getting it as well. Like Drake said, shout out to the homeowners, the girls that got diplomas with enough money to loan us. That's a little something extra in case we ever need it. And if that sounds like you, let me hear you repeat it. So if you fancy, you can holler at me. But if I gotta put you there, I don't want to do it. And those shit women do it as well. And we tell y'all all the time, I want a man with a car. I want a man. Duh! Why you got one without a damn house or a place to stay or a car? Why did you do that in the first place? Nobody tell you to do that shit. But now you mad and bashing me on Facebook. The next man I got, he gonna have his own car.
That's the same. Yeah, we got a lot of comments. Hold on, I gotta scroll. I gotta scroll back up.
Hey, Mr. Washington, they saying something. He better have his own car.
Hey, look.
He better have a job.
She said, "Where I come from, women in the house were in the house raising kids, and the men out here working hella or out in the street." So here's the thing: there's a difference between 1968 and 2022. So I think the biggest thing when it comes down to it is the household dynamics have changed over the years. We're in the times that we live in, it is we could get into the argument of 50-50 is kind of almost it's kind of almost working backwards at that point, because it's a pick your battles type of situation when we get into those. Yes, women were in a house and yes, men were out in the street, but it doesn't necessarily mean the men just weren't active. Like, again, I mean, I go back to my point where it's the narrative that it has always existed and the narrative that has always been perpetuated was the fact that men were not active in their children's life. But now that we have social media, now that we have outlets, now that we have things like therapy, I think is one of the biggest game changers that has ever existed for Black society, is the adoption and the acceptance that therapy actually matters in life.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're talking about a shift, I don't necessarily think it's a shift. I think we have just become acceptant of the narrative that yes, there are men out there, and that we don't always need to hear about the ain't shit stories that exist.
And Mr. Washington, let's just be real. Even in 1968, man, there's very few women, man, that just really work from home. I mean, because let's be real. Like, they passed laws back in the 40s and 50s that Black women, you know what I'm saying, had to be maids because all the women were quitting, right? And so if you go back into the 40s and 50s, either you had your Black women that were school teachers, or they were some type of in-home help aides for the white families in your city, especially in the South. If they was up north, they were still in some type of industries. They were still industrial workers and things like that. So I can't find a period of time when people
Hold
saying
on.
that they didn't work.
Hold on a second, because I want to address this comment right here.
Mhm.
So just because society changes, it doesn't mean that men were less active. All it is the focus has changed. The focus is no longer about Black men being gone. The focus is actually the fact that Black men are actually there, have been there, and the fact that we deserve the respect and the attention that should come with it. Like, the thing about it is society changing has nothing that doesn't change the viewpoint. It just changes the focus. The focus for years was on the fact that Black men are failing their children, which was a epically false narrative. Like, black men are active with their children. The only thing that has changed is the focus. We are no longer willing to unequivocally 100% accept just a woman's narrative all the time when it comes to certain situations. I think that men have sat here and said, you know what, cool, we got this. We gonna tell our story. We have a platform to tell our story, and we can go from there.
That's real. I don't think it changed. I don't think the narrative changed. I mean, if we saying that it changed, it didn't change based on us, man. I mean, if we just being having a real conversation, it changed because, like you said, Mr. Washington, they had the power, man. They had the power. So the difference is, Mr. Washington, if I'm mad at you, I can go put you on child support. I can go tell you ain't gonna see your kids. I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm gonna have your driver's license suspended. To where now, if you keep hitting me and you keep bringing pain and conflict in my life, as much as it hurts me, my peace of mind is it means more at this point in time to try to fight for something that you're trying to put a wedge and barrier into that's gonna cause me physical harm, financial harm, and mental harm. And so now that then that wedge can be alleviated. It's like, no, men want to be there. You know what I'm saying? And women, y'all probably talk amongst yourself. Y'all probably got girlfriends that sit there and say, oh, I'm going to go put him on child support, or I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do this so I can make his life hard. And so I guarantee you now, I'm not saying this for all men, but if a woman just really sat down and if you have no animosity, you say, hey, this is just about the child. I guarantee you, co-parenting relationship, if a man can be completely detached from a relationship and a woman can be completely detached, and you saying, hey, what's in the best interest of this child, man, you will see physically active dads the way you want to see them, and you will see physically active mothers the way you want to see them. Because let's be real, you can say that the man is not physically active, but because the child stay with you don't mean that you're physically active either. It don't mean that you're actually parenting and things either. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that your child can be on the corner slanging. Your child could be outside. Your child could be in the room getting, you know what I'm saying, getting a Google education, TikTok education, Instagram education as well. And so because you're a custodial parent, don't mean that you're physical as well, that you're physically active just because you have them and you might cook for them or tell them to run up a kid cuisine or a Stouffer's, right? And so I just think that it's loaded, you know what I'm saying? Because the onus is always going to be that the men are not active and they're more active. No, it ain't changed. The deal is that do I have to fight with you to be there? I don't want to have to fight with you, period. Most men don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We want to be as peaceful as humanly possible. How can we do this the most peaceful way? And sometimes the most peaceful way is just saying, you know what?
You got it.
You got it.
Oh, what? Didn't mean to do that. My bad, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Well, let me find out. Let me find out that was Tony's Tinder profile.
So she said, why those things had to be put in place? I mean, Morgan, if you just go back when they talked about the dissolution of the black family, it was systematic, right? It was systematic to get the black man, you know what I'm saying, out of the household and not to be homeowner. So let's take it back before then. So if you go back,
I think that could be a whole topic in itself when it comes down to addressing the reason why. I think what we could wind up on a 5-hour conversation when it comes to the dissolution of the black family, starting from slavery moving forward. Like, so I think it's a matter of, when it comes down to it, I understand women are going to have a strong opinion one way when it comes to men being physically, what they consider being physically present and active in the child's household.
I highlight that. So the men are always the victim. You're right, we are. Because I don't
But
see
I mean,
women
this is a men's panel. Like, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, all we're doing is presenting our perspective on things. At the end of the day, everybody wants to make this a right and wrong situation, but never a matter of, hey, this is about perspective and about focus.
Hey, Mr. White, how many times you got somebody driver's license suspended?
None.
When last time, Mr. Watts, you heard that a woman got her driver's license suspended and now she can't go to work?
No.
You ain't never heard that before?
Mm-mm.
Damn. And so a lot of things, women, like we get you, but there's a lot of things that you can't relate to. Can you imagine, ladies, you waking up and half of your damn check gone? And then you still go call me. I still got to pay my household too. And you still go call me and say the baby needs shoes. And I say, well, damn, you just took $1,000 out of my check. And you say, it don't need to take $1,000 to live here because my rent is $1,700. I got power bill. I got this. I got that. I got this. Like, yeah, but I got the same power bill. But shit, yeah, they don't deduct the fact that I got a rent. I got power. I got to keep food in my house. But then you won't take that. But now you mad at me. So you go back down there and file. Now, I don't have a driver's license, but Lord, don't let me get a raise. And you done found out I done made some more money. Then what you gonna do when you find out I done made some more money? You got to go right back down there and refile and see, can you get some more money because I make some more money, right? And then we gonna fight about that. And so now you got a man praying that he just can't wait till the day his child 18 years old. But then the messed up part about the child gonna come back and say, just like 50 Cent son come and say, my dad didn't do nothing for me.
We're gonna get to this last point. We're gonna get to this last question because we'll be here all damn night. Like going back and forth with this. What's the last question, Tony?
Last question. Hopefully this won't turn into a damn rant because y'all fucking up.
Oh, my bad.
Do you hold your male friends accountable when they fucking up?
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. I only give my opinion when it's asked.
I generally don't.
They don't fuck up often, but when I find out about it, yeah.
I mean, my male friends that are fathers, man, they present, dog. Like they present. Like, so. I mean, Harry. I mean, me and you.
I think this just in general.
Okay,
I mean,
so
in general.
I think this is a hard question for some of us to answer. Because this is where the old adage comes in: birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is, do I hold my friends accountable? I don't really have to, because I only hang out with niggas that actually take care of their kids. I don't really run into many dudes that don't take care of their kids. And if you don't take care of your kids, it's like you probably ain't shit anyway. So like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's like, cool. Like, if I think this is a matter of
how
damn Derek.
How?
Like I think it's a matter of now, if I found out that my homeboy is fucking up, I think it's a matter of me saying, hey bro, like what the hell is the problem? What is going on? But it's hard for me but I guess a better question would be, if y'all had a homeboy that was fucking up and y'all knew that he wasn't taking care of his child, would y'all say something about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I know Harry. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter calls Harry uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my brother. Even though we fight all the time, Harry's my brother.
Right.
And I think me and Harry have the relationship to where, you know what I'm saying, if I'm doing something or he doing something, I can say something to him and he ain't gonna take he might get a little attitude and go, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, like, no, this is that. Or at least Harry, look at it this way. To where we can have a conversation, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't generally have to have those conversations because I mean, if y'all know Harry, y'all follow Harry, he gonna have Junior with him all the time. My daughter live with me, so you know what I'm saying.
So apparently
It's
it's
a
a
general question.
clarification.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
So
general question.
it's not taking care of your kids, but more of a general
Oh yeah, you know,
question.
partner. Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, like if it depends on, it's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Like there, yeah, I let him know all the time when he fucking up
What
because
y'all mean all the time?
apparently he always fucking up.
What you mean? What?
So whenever he fucking up, I
Your
definitely
name
let
is
him know.
Harry. Tell him how you got the
But
name Harry.
hey, that's a whole nother story.
I go ahead, Tony.
But I have someone else that I am associated with that he fucking up, and I don't say shit to him. We don't even talk about anything that he do. We don't talk about his kids. We don't talk about how he fuck up at work. We don't talk about shit. We just keep our relationship is very surface level. It's once you start having those deeper level relationships, that's when you actually let your boy know that he fucking up.
So I think about it like this. There's stuff about my boy, when it comes to my homeboys, there's stuff about their life that I'm going to interject myself in because I'm worried about their well-being. And there's stuff about their life I'm going to stay out of. Like when it comes to certain situations, if my homeboy comes to me and say, bro, I need, tell me if I'm tripping. Like I'll call my homeboys all the time and be like, hey, bro, tell me if I'm tripping. And I expect for them to tell me the truth. I don't know. I don't think it's like, I don't think it's on. I think if a guy if your homeboy comes to you and say, hey, I need some advice, yes, you must tell them the truth. However, I don't think it's anybody's business to interject themselves into somebody else's life because life is only a matter about perspective, and we don't know the whole story at times. When men catch hell when it comes to being gossiping, when it comes to be gossiping folks. So we got to be really careful about the shit that we gossip about. I'm not going to judge you. This is a judgment-free zone. But if you come to me and say you need some advice, I'm going to hold you accountable for your bullshit. Otherwise, no. But I think also the biggest thing about it is, and we can, this have to be addressed. Do you feel comfortable going to your homeboys and asking them for their honest opinion? Because a lot of times when women say men don't hold their homeboys accountable, a lot of times we don't always know about the shit that's happening because men don't want to go into that because we are not, men are inherently, we gonna handle this problem on our own. We gonna handle this problem. Go ahead.
And also, if you know the one friend that will hold you accountable, you ain't gonna go to that nigga because you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So I mean, I think it's more of a matter of, okay, hey, are we going to our friends and saying, hey, bro, like, am I tripping? Like, if that's the case, then yeah, we're gonna hold you accountable. But sometimes we don't know about this shit. Like, like I don't like if my homeboy baby mama come to me and say, yeah, he ain't taking care of my kid. How the hell was I supposed to know that? I don't have his child support order in my hand. I don't work for his HR department, and I'm not the roach that's crawling up your wall. So therefore, I know none of this shit that's happening. But hey, if he comes talk to me about it, I will definitely let him know. Get your shit together.
I've actually had a homeboy's baby mama come to me and tell me that. Yeah, it's in, like you said, like, what am I supposed to do? The best I can do is be an example.
I mean,
That's the best I can do.
I don't think it's any different, right? I mean, one, I think people got to understand is that men, we can compartmentalize relationships as well. So the relationship I have with Mr. Washington may not be the same relationship I have with Tony, even though I may say Mr. Washington, my friend and my partner, but me and Tony got a different relationship. So one, we can compartmentalize that. Don't mean, it's different things about different people's lives. And men, we choose, hey, how deep we get with our partners and stuff like that. So that's one. Like, unlike women, y'all can go and be friends and be best friend with somebody I just met yesterday. We trying to figure you out, look at you, because we don't, men, naturally, we don't let people in our circle like that anyway. That's just one, right? And so a lot of time women are more inviting with their circle. But two, it's no different than, when women, like I tell women, look at it the way you look at it. When you talking to your homegirl and you telling your side of the story, you always going to tell your side of the story to make yourself look good. Okay, so your partner, he probably going to tell his side of the story to his homeboy to make himself look good too. So how can I hold him accountable? Because he going to tell me the way he want me to tell me the story. And just to be real, I got enough shit going on. I really don't want to hear his goddamn side of the story anyway,
right there.
And so if I see
especially
that
if we dealing with the same shit
all the time, right? So if he dealing with this all the time and messing up my vibrations, chances are, man, that phone ring, my phone just probably not gonna get picked up because you already know what it is. Now I don't need, listen, I got enough going on to have something disturb my air condition and my vibration. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy my air condition and I enjoy my peace. And I realize that most times when a person's not at peace, it ain't generally something that you did. It's stuff that you didn't let in. And so I just try to watch what I consume from other people. So if he out there messing up, because at the end of the day, I go hold him accountable, right? Let's just play this scenario. So Mr. Washington, you fucking up, right? And your girl done called me and told me you fucking up. And I say, Mr. Washington, man, Shawty said you fucking up, man. You ain't taking care of your kids, man. You ain't did this and you ain't did that. And man, come on, bro. What the fuck going on? Now you gonna go and call her. And now y'all gonna be arguing. And now she gonna call me. Well, why you tell him that? Because I ain't saying like that. And then tomorrow, both of y'all mad at me. And he back over there hitting you with the choking poke all over again. And now y'all mad at me and y'all back together. No, whatever y'all problems is, y'all keep them over there. If me and him making money together, we'll continue to make some money together. But I'm not getting in the middle of y'all stuff because y'all still gonna be back screwing each other tomorrow. So I ain't about to hold them accountable on something that you still gonna take them back on. No.
Hey, that sounded a little personal, man.
Hey man, I'm just saying, dog. I ain't got
I mean,
nothing to do with it.
I think ultimately women want men to hold dudes accountable. But how many times have we seen situations or know of situations where the girl is doing dirty and her homegirl would rather go to jail than to snitch on her damn friend? So at the end of the day, when it comes to it, I think it's a matter of
you can't have a man code, but they got you can't have a bro code, but they gonna keep their woman code. Oh, who hurt me? I ain't hurt. I'm just telling the truth. Y'all know. See, hey, Mr. Washington, that's another one. When we speak fact, what they say, who hurt you?
Men can, if men speak from a place of emotional vulnerability, is who hurt you. But if you ask a woman to speak from their emotional vulnerability and they say no, it's because they're protecting themselves. So I think at the end of the day, it's a matter. I think ultimately, whether we want to look at it or not, we can hold our homeboys accountable if we know about the shit that's going on. But just like your homegirl ain't gonna come to you, I have both homegirls and homeboys. I've heard my homeboy say to me, I fucked up the situation more than I've ever heard any of my homegirls admit that they fucked up something.
My dear little Mr. Washington, why we got to hold them accountable? Like you just said, right? They know the dirt they homegirls do. They homegirl call and say, hey, I was with you last night. She gonna pick up the phone. We're gonna lie. We didn't see all the scenarios, right? So,
yeah.
Hey, man, just let folk be what they is, man. Like, listen, y'all gonna honor a girl code. Hey, we gonna honor a bro code. You know what I'm saying? But if something outside morally and I hang with you, yeah, we're going to have a conversation about it. But more than likely, I don't care what you do. Enjoy your own air conditioning. Hey, at the end of the day, like, listen, y'all go twerking on the headlights and everything. Go enjoy twerking on the headlights with your homegirl, man.
Popping shit. You would think I went to school with chiropractic.
All right, man. We're going to have to call that episode. Hey, make sure y'all
SRE.
Hey, make sure y'all join the Only Child Playgroup Facebook group 2.0 and join us on Wednesdays for Wind Down Wednesday.
Hey, Morgan want me to be hurt, man. Morgan, I ain't hurt,
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna play this clip. So, all right, so I'm gonna play this audio that I heard from a podcast from this week that just released this week, and I feel like it kind of sums up everything. This is a woman basically speaking on behalf of men.
Oh shit!
So I'm about to play that right now.
Men, because men are more likely to fight their way from depression to anger, because depression is not a good look on a brother. That's what we think. And so while people will accept us as women kind of laying back and, oh, it was me, and they think there's something feminine about that, and it's not, it's still depression. But our cultural perspectives don't accept that from men. So depression can hide among women with social stereotypes about them being emotional, but it can't hide with men because it'll look weak. He has to fight his way up off of that depressed couch. And the only energy he can use to defend himself against your attacks on his masculinity is to fight his way out of depression into a fury. With our men dropping like flies, with life expectancies at the bottom levels in this country. Because anger is literally shredding their bodies and their immune systems and their productivity, which is also so related to how many men define themselves. So if anger is snatching both their productivity and their physical strength, God, we got to do something.
Next week, bitches.
So yeah, I just want to leave y'all with that, man. So there's some women that get it, man.
Are you angry? Are you angry, Tony?
Am I? But I have been.
Okay, Mr. Washington.
Well, I mean, it seemed like Ashton, you got a real nice compliment. I don't think she liked the rest of us.
Yeah,
What?
Oh wait.
I actually got a compliment. The rest of us ain't shit no more.
Yeah.
So yeah, any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I mean, I think the male and female experience are genuinely unique in themselves. I think the hardest thing that exists in today's society and today's culture is not about hearing each other, but about respecting each other. I think what winds up happening is when we wind up disagreeing, it winds up affecting the respect of each other. No matter what the situation that exists, no matter how much we talk shit, no matter how much we go back and forth, Black women need to protect Black men. Black men need to protect Black women. It is not mutually exclusive from each other. It is not one that goes without the other. We both live the Black experience. We can sit here and talk all this shit all day, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we are here for each other. We have to be. There's nothing else left to defend us but us. So at the end of the day, yes, this is a men's panel. Yes, we're going to talk our shit. We may sound hurt. We may sound like we come from a place of pain of experience, but I can tell you first thing first, I absolutely love my Black woman. I don't care what you've been through. I will always love you. I will always be here for you. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pop my shit. I'm going to talk about my experiences. And if I'm hurt, then pass me a goddamn tissue.
All right, D, what you got?
Hey, man. Hey, I mean, I'm right there with Mr. Washington, man. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think it's going to ever come to a point of agreement because we're totally opposites. And I think that's the way God made it for us to be opposite, yin and yang and everything. Everything is male and female. Well, I don't know. That's another conversation. But no, man, I just think that, man, we just got to get back to where we're going to say we in this together, man. I don't need you. You don't need me, but we just want to be in it together. And I think once men and women say, hey, we in this together and we're going to set our goals up for our family. We're going to set our goals up for our kids. We really going to accomplish the things we set out to accomplish. I think things will get better, man. And so, I mean, I'm a firm believer, man. if you ain't got no instruction, you headed for self-destruction, man. People need direction, man. And so, as we start, I'm saying, providing direction for our families, man, people gonna follow directions, man. So I think we're on the right path, and I think these conversations need to be had so we can just, hear each other. But at the end of the day, I don't think the agreement part is gonna happen because we serve two different roles in a household. We serve two different roles in life. And so, but I'm definitely glad to be on with Mr. Washington and you with Tony P. But Ashton, man, you the star of the show, man. So hey, man, we're gonna pass it over to you, man. Hey,
go ahead, superstar.
Because my hurt might turn to anger. Hey man, my hurt turning into anger right now, Ashley. You better hurry up before I rip my computer off the thing, man.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all for inviting me to the podcast. They go live every Sunday, and I am one of three people that are usually in the comments that I am Vintage Classic 1990. That is me. I thank y'all for inviting me. Mr. Washington.
Hey, Vince. I only know you as Vintage. I gotta remember to actually use your real name, Ashton. We are definitely gonna have this conversation. I think it definitely goes so much more, and I appreciate both of y'all willing to deal with Morgan's questions, because I guarantee you, Tony, who you think gonna get the first phone call, me or you, that Morgan gonna call?
You.
I think she's gonna call you first.
No, she's definitely gonna call you first.
Thank y'all for having me, being a guest here. I'm open to being here for other topics as well, too. As y'all seen, sometimes I have a lot to say. Sometimes I sit back and chill like I did today. For some topics, I don't have enough knowledge in, so I just sat back and chill.
Right.
I'm not gonna spit no yang and talk out my ass if I don't know a damn thing. So, so thank you. I appreciate it. And next week I'll be back in the comment section.
All right. So lastly, I just want to say this, man. I just feel like a lot of communication is needed on both ends. Not only communication, but coming from a place of understanding instead of trying to put, make your point across. Like, try to communicate your feelings and then listen to how the other person comes through. And I feel like we will be in a much better place. But I can't wait to watch the women's panel. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know if that's going to be next week.
Yo, I'm talking about whoever Sam W is. I need her on this goddamn panel, because I guarantee you, I am going full Judge Mathis in this damn comment section.
So that's been. I love my kids, but y'all next week.